Welcome to the EQ Video Tip. I'm your host, Eric Forsetter. As always, it's great to have you back for another terrific edition. Before we jump into this week's EQ Video Tip, let's review the goals of EQ Video Tip. What's on tap for this week? We've got a great show. It comes to us from Alex Mathers, who talks about tricks that will create an insanely unfair advantage in your life. And it's going to be a double feature because he gives us a whole load of tricks. These tricks, pretty easy to do, but not everyone does it. Believe it or not, less than 2% of the population actually uses these tricks. Why not? It's a great question. Well, one of the reasons is sometimes they can make you a little uncomfortable, but if you use them, it will give you an insanely unfair advantage over everyone else in your life, both in work and your personal life as well. Let's jump into some of Alex's tips. Tip number 1, be a top-level asker. Now, what does that mean? Well, most people are afraid to ask someone an important question, whether they're a higher status like their boss or their boss's boss, or maybe someone's too good looking for them. But if you ask the question like, hey, can I have a raise? Or can I have that job? Or hey, do you want to go out on a date with me? You have a chance of a yes. Most people fear the rejection of a no, and they don't believe that they can actually get that yes. But if you actually go out and ask those questions, and you don't worry about the sting of a no and that rejection, you can be okay with it. At the end of the day, you might actually get that yes. And things that are out of their league, whether a new job, a new girlfriend, boyfriend, a new opportunity in life, a new career, they're actually there for you, but you have to ask for it. And if you don't ask for it, you never have that opportunity. So don't be afraid to be a top-level asker. Tip number 2, simplify your day. Because a super effective way to make your life harder, or 10 times harder, is to keep adding more and more things onto it. Unnecessary layers of complexity. Could be something as silly as, what do I wear today? This shirt or another shirt or 10 other things to decide. Make your life simpler. Cut and cut some more. The more you do that in every aspect of your life, you are opening up and freeing time up for yourself. So you're not carrying all this extra luggage as you go around your day. Instead, you're able to make quick decisions. You're able to free up your mind to do the things and the tasks that you want to do. Tip number 3, prioritize uncomfortable conversations. Most people are stuck avoiding in that uncomfortable conversation. They don't want to have that because the inability to communicate keeps you imprisoned in this land of the bottom feeder, so to speak, as Alex would tell us. Instead, what we need to do is prioritize asking uncomfortable things, because it puts you in an unfair advantage because you're willing to say awkward things and you're willing to take that next step that most people aren't willing to do. Courageous communicators embrace awkward conversations, whether it's a sales call or one-to-one with a manager, or even in a relationship with your friends, your family, your coworkers. Little things like that make a huge difference. So embrace the awkward and prioritize those awkward conversations. Our last tip, be proactively counter-cultural. What do we mean by that? Everybody is going to follow the newest trend, the newest fad. Everybody loves that, and it's great to follow it, but typically we're on a trend and that's going this way. We're at the end of the trend. We had caught onto that trend right at the tail end or somewhere in the middle, and we're not going to win that big prize that that first trendsetter did. So instead, watch that trend and be counter trends of it. Do exactly the opposite of what that trend is doing, or find something else that's completely different. When you do that, you will end up being more successful. That's a wrap for this week's EQ video tip. Hopefully you enjoyed the tips. We'll come back next time with the second half of Alex's tips. And of course, make these tips yours and customize them to your life to make it better every day. So that concludes our EQ video tip for today. Try incorporating some of these tips into your daily routine. But remember, use what works best for you and personalize it for yourself. Thank you always to our great research team for providing us with some great tips today. As always on EQ Video Tip, we want to end with gratitude. So thank you for watching. We really appreciate it.
Here are some resources that you can use if you want more information on EQ going forward. Thank you again, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Thank you.